to day 6. We will be working on pyramid pose.
This is one of my favorite poses to teach in class because I have learned some cues that have finally helped me bring balance to my hips. It is very common that we hear in studio, our teacher says, pull your hip back, keep this hip forward, and there can be a little bit of confusion around that. So let's clear that up today. We're gonna start at the top of your mats. Now, I always teach pyramid pose with blocks. So if you've got them, I want you to set them up on the highest level that you have. If you don't have blocks today, I'm going to give you some cues on how we can get there without them. I do think blocks are very powerful in this pose by bringing some extra space to our hips. So we're going to start at the top of our space and bring the right foot forward. And when we step our left foot back, I want you to take a natural step. So wherever we're going, that natural step, right? And let's start down with the feet. Our right toes, let's move these blocks forward for you a little bit. Right toes are pointed forward and the left feet have a 45-degree angle. So similar to Warrior One. Now, you can probably already see here, my back's to you, right? Because this right hip is leading. This is where we're gonna start introducing pull the right hip back. So I like to start with a bent knee here and then pull the hip back. So almost like I am in Warrior One, right? Like this looks like Warrior One legs. It is. Our legs have a little shorter stance. And then I'm gonna straighten through my right leg. So feeling these right hip bones, my goal here, you'll feel right hip pull back, left hip pull forward. Good. So the hip bones are aligned with my top 2 corners of my mat. Hands are gonna start at hips. I like this because it lets me feel where my hips are. Pull the elbows back. So this is gonna start to lift the chest, lift up in this hip. Now, what we don't want is a locked out front leg. So bring a little gentle micro bend there. Not as deep as Warrior One, right? But a micro bend, enough to keep that knee from locking out. And when you inhale, pulling those elbows back, lifting up through the chest, I want on the exhale for you to hinge just in that right hip. Now, if you catch yourself letting that left hip open, we're stopping halfway. I want you to pull the right hip back and let that left hip circle forward. Hip bones finding the corners of your mat. Good. One more big inhale. Exhale, start to reach for those blocks at the top of your space. You'll notice how that's pulling you forward. Keep the right hip back. Good. Now, blocks, highest setting, we're gonna walk to frame our front foot. Bringing hands to blocks. Let's take one more inhale, a halfway lift, really letting the crown of the head pull back while the right hip pulls back. Keep that lift, making space in your hip. And then on the exhale, bend the elbows, tuck your chin to your chest, and let your gaze find the back left toe. So letting that gaze find your back toe, that is how we help the balance here. Now, if this is ever too much, just inhale halfway up. Let your hips be where they want to be in a comfortable position. Now, if we don't have blocks here, there's options. We can be up on our fingertips. Maybe the hand comes to the front shin, stacking down. But again, these blocks are just such a nice tool to bring the ground a little bit closer, allowing the space to have, the hips to have that space. Good, one more breath in. One more breath out, soften in the hip. Good, inhale, gaze comes forward. Bend through the right knee, circle up onto the back toes, and then step forward for a forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold, gentle bend in the knees. Inhale, sweeps the arms high. Exhale, hands to heart. Good, let's explore our left side. So step the right foot back. Find that natural step. If this left hip is leading, bend the knee, circle the right hip forward, pull the left hip back. Hands are on hips to feel this adjustment. Good. Straighten through the right leg. Feel the hip bones. If they had adjusted, hip bones, corner of your mat. Gentle bend in that front leg. 45-degree angle in your back foot. Inhale, lifts the chest, squeeze the elbows back. Exhale, hinge forward. Keep that right hip pressing forward as the left hip comes back. One more breath in. Exhale, hands find your block. Reach the crown of the head forward. Exhale, elbows bend, nose to knee, gaze to your back right toe. And when we're here, we let the breath show us that stretch. Inhale's bringing expansion in, oxygen going right where the body needs it. And on the exhale, I want you to soften those same muscles, soften in the hips. Let yourself drape a little deeper. One more breath in. One more breath out. Inhale, lift halfway, straight arms and back. Bend the left knee. Lift up onto your back toes. Step forward, forward fold. Hands to your shins. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, forward fold, chin to chest. Good. Set your blocks off the mat. Heel toe the feet back under the hips. And let the right hip hand land in front of your toes. Bend the right knee. And inhale your left arm up. Let's give some love to the hips here. Full breath in. Exhale, switch it out. Left hand drops down. Left knee bends, and an inhale reaches the right arm up. Let the gaze follow your hand for a full round of breath. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweeps the arms up. Exhale, bringing balance back to your center, hands to heart. One breath in. One breath out. Awesome work. I hope this helped you explore pyramid pose a little bit better. If you want to keep giving it a few more tries, rewatch the video, pause it, take a look. If you've got questions, leave it in the comments for me and I will get you answers. If you are following along on Instagram, Kim Khan Yoga, tag me in your pyramid pose. I would love to see your work. I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a great day.